All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back once again to the third best podcast in Nashville. It is Blame Your Brother. We're back after, we didn't take off last week. We attended an event, but we're back in the live stream here. Not on YouTube, unfortunately, but if you go to Facebook or Periscope, you can watch the entire stream. So come hang out with us. Come check it out at blameyourbbrother.tv. We're back once again. We love it. We love doing this show. It's Blame Your Brother. There's three of us that come to you every week. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, and William Shredison. And I'm joined by this guy who sits to the left of me. It's the man of the people. It's Lee.
What up, everybody? It's the one, the only, Ron Jeremy's bastard child, the X1K, and Mr. Palo Santo.
All right. And then I got this guy that sits over here to the right of me. It's Mr. John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Marvin Burn Black, and Mr. PTI, the Madman.
Cinderella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right. So that's three.
Wait, you got a new AK. What's up with that?
Uh-oh.
Well, if he's going to do William Shredison, I thought I'd throw in some Marvin Burn Black.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We'll get to William Shredison in a little bit today. But hey, guys, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Before we do that, we got to get some things out of the way. We have to say, hey, we say things that are outside the lines. People get offended. Sometimes we're wrong about things. So we offer a chance to begin the show for us to apologize, make retractions, omissions. So we'll start off with Lee. Lee, is there anything you said last week that you recall that you need to take back?
I might have accidentally made a FCC violation, so I apologize for that. If there are any small children at home, I apologize.
Well, all those kids were checking out. We'll talk about the Nashville scene in a minute, but yes, okay. John, anything you said last week that stands out?
Nah, I think I'm in the clear.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, enlighten me, brother.
We didn't have the misogyny alert clip because we were in the field, but I feel like we would have just been laying on that.
Yeah,
thing.
probably. You know.
You don't remember the segment you were talking about women needing to?
I didn't say they need to.
Okay, we'll go back. We'll have to go back and pull that audio, I guess.
Well,
I apologize for it, John. How's that?
He apologized for his misogyny. So there we go. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really recall too much out of the way last week. But hey, we were last week, like I said, we were at the Best of Nashville 2018 awards held by the Nashville Scene, and we came in third place, best podcast in Nashville. You cannot take that away from us. We did it. The readers did that one. That's the readers poll, whatever it was called, and we came in third. So we are proud to say, thanks to all of you that listen every week, that you took the time, you wrote in, you voted for us, and we got enough votes. So it was pretty crazy being there with all the people there. I mean, there were some local semi-celebrities there, a lot of people there. And for us to be one of the best three podcasts in the entire city of Nashville, it was pretty wild to me. What were your guys' thoughts about the whole event? And because, I mean, we recorded the episode, but we didn't really talk about it after we left. But pretty cool little event, right?
It was swag-tastic for sure.
Yeah, we got a bunch of free swag. John got a free T-shirt.
Yep.
Had the free drinks flowing. So
the venue was happening. The music was good.
It's nice. So I do want to say thank you, Nashville Scene, for having us. It was a very nice event. Thank you so much. And hopefully next year we'll do just as well. We will see. But we would love to come back next year if that's on the table. But third best. There we go. All right. So let's just go ahead and talk about our weeks and everything. Lee, what's going on with you this week? Anything?
I flew into a small town in Virginia.
Okay.
It was quite the experience. But can I just do a Seinfeld bit? You know, like,
sure.
What about airports? You know, but
yeah.
it was kind of I was almost that.
Are you going to throw TSA under the bus again?
No, TSA was actually whatever.
Lee hates TSA.
Well, okay. Let me talk about that then. It makes me angry that there's a such thing called pre-check, and that you can pay money to just skip everybody. You can pay money to not have to take your shoes off. You can pay money not to have to undo your belt and have to hold onto your pants and walk through the airport. What are you supposed to do? They're like, when you go through the backscatter machine, they're like, hold your hands up. How can I hold my hands up if I just took off my belt? That doesn't make any sense.
Wear tighter pants, I guess.
On an airplane? On an airplane.
Wear sweatpants.
Anyway, that makes me angry.
Okay.
And then they almost had to drag me off.
What?
Because,
No.
Yeah. Oh,
What?
yeah. I was steaming, man.
About what?
They were like, so, I wasn't going long, so I packed a very light suitcase. Because, most people that take a roller bag, carry on, it's like the biggest roller bag they can find. It has the expandable pockets. And, they're, trying to shove it into the overhead for, 15 minutes. That's not me. I take, a very small, half the size of even a standard roller bag.
Okay, right.
So, I'm, board, I'm like a second-class citizen, so I'm like a boarding class 3, which you might as well just be the last person on the airplane, which actually was the last seat on the airplane. But they're like, hey, man, we're, they come over the edge. We're looking for volunteers to check their bag, please. We need 15 people. So there's 10 people that go over there, and we're looking for 20 people to volunteer to check their bag. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Whatever. And then so finally, it's if you're on boarding group 3 and you have an aisle seat, we demand that you check your bag.
Oh, we demand. So now it's not even a request anymore. Okay. It's a demand.
Yeah. So and it's they're way over their 15. The number keeps growing, right? So I'm nice guy, right?
Right.
Nice guys always finish last. I'm like, okay, I better go check my bag.
I do.
I shouldn't have. So if you're listening, don't listen to those overhead broadcasts. Just feign ignorance. So I check my bag. I get into the airplane. Guess what there is?
What?
Plenty of room in the overhead compartments.
Oh.
Plenty of room.
Okay.
All right, that's my bit. That's it.
So you caved into the man.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't say anything. I didn't want to cause a scene. There's probably a key, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
about
Rusty Greer says if you just have terrible BO, they'll let you skip through the whole screening process. So that's a major key alert right there.
What do you mean? Well, no. I got to know more about that.
Go in smelling terrible, and they won't want to check you and they'll let you through without searching your bags. Is what he said. It's in the chat right there. So,
I mean, okay, let me ask you another question.
Major key.
You've flown before. You've put your bag in a scanner. Mm-hmm. Does that make you nervous? Do I have something in there that I shouldn't? Are they going to plant something on me?
I think the average innocent person is always a little bit guilty because they have nothing that they're hiding, but they're afraid that they're going to get called out and embarrassed by TSA. The guilty person already knows in their mind, oh, crap, I'm in trouble here. But the innocent person, it's always when you're driving down the street and an officer gets behind you, you start freaking out. Why? What's the worst you're doing? Maybe speeding, maybe, but you're still worried to death. You're like, oh my God, what's going on here? It's the plight of the innocent man. We've seen enough. We know the criminal justice system. We know how it works. We know innocent people get hooked up all the time. They could find anything in your bag.
They could put something in your bag.
As we saw this week, a bunch of people got mailed explosive devices. They could grab something out of your bag and say it's an explosive device. There's not a whole lot. They do have too much power. It is wild how much power the TSA has, where they could just literally point to you and go, you're done. You're not flying. Have a good day. Nothing you can do. Literally, you start causing a scene. We talked about it on the podcast multiple times. They will remove you off that flight immediately, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So, I don't like the concept of getting zapped by radiation every time I go. What is that about? It's so bizarre that we just accept this as a society. We're like, well, I'm flying. I guess they can hit me with this radiation all over my body.
It's security theater is what it is.
Just people that fly a lot, that would be terrifying. I don't fly enough. So I guess to me, it's just probably like going to the dentist where they hit you with the x-ray thing. But can you imagine flying every week, having to go through that stupid x-ray?
Well, those are probably the people that are paying to get that pre-check.
Yeah, I guess so.
If I fly all the time, I would definitely pay.
Well, it's just not right. You shouldn't have to do that. But
I used to be on a list.
What do you mean a list?
I used to be on a list.
That does not surprise me.
And I would
What does that mean?
I would be flying with my wife, and we would both have tickets, and she would, you're supposed to check in the night before or whatever, and say, yeah, I'm still going. So, and you can print your boarding pass. And
okay.
So I would go to print it, and they'd be like, no. The
Really?
website would be like, you're not allowed to do this. So I would go and try to print it on the machine, and they'd be like, please see an attendant. So I would go see the attendant. And I never had any bad things happen to me, but I asked one time, I was like, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm going to ask the attendant. I'm like, why do I have to do this? And they were like, she was like, I can't, she started like stumbling. I'm like, no, I need to know how to resolve this. And she's like, you need to go talk to TSA
Really?
in the office.
And you did
I was
not.
like, hell no. I'm
Yeah,
not
of
gonna
course
talk
not.
to-
You don't.
I mean, I was trying to get on an airplane first.
yeah,
off.
you don't want to do that.
So that if I was, you would have to go down to the airport in your free time and go check it out. But evidently it cleared up.
Huh.
But I guess I was hanging out with some shady people. I don't
Guess
know.
so. I don't know. Well, okay. Well, there you go. So you flew. Trip was good. Everything. Nothing worth talking about on the trip itself.
I mean, there's just a certain amount of coolness that comes with staying at a hotel in Bristol, ordering hot wings to room service. Yeah, it's just not that exciting.
No, it's not exciting. I mean,
It's not
it's
that
unfortunately it's not. So, all right. Well, there you go.
Was the airport that you landed in, was it a real small one?
Yeah, it was small. It was like you land it, and then they like bring out a ladder to instead of like a terminal, and like you sit there and watch them unload your bags, and it's very tiny, very tiny.
I went to a wedding several years ago in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and the airport there was small and almost like creepy level small. Like the only place to eat was like a little diner, and that was it. And there's just
Yeah, the smaller ones are a little.
it was like the Deliverance of airports.
Oh boy.
Just,
Oh, boy. Yeah.
waiting for that banjo to start playing.
There you go. Small town life. So, John, what about you? How was your week? Anything? Came in saying you're wiped this week, man. You're tired.
Yeah,
You're-
just not being able to fall asleep. Sometimes you can't turn your brain off, and the littlest things will keep you up. And
Now, what you were talking about a while back? You went in for a sleep test. Now, are you wearing a mask at this point?
I was supposed to get one, but
Oh no, what, John! What?
the
I
company
can't sleep. I did the sleep study, and they said I need a mask.
Wait a second. I want to hear this. Wait a second. What?
the hospital itself doesn't provide it. You have to go through a separate company.
Okay, yeah.
But the hospital has to give that company the
Prescription.
Yeah, the
Okay,
prescription,
all
and then
right.
that company's supposed to contact you. You're not supposed to call them. And I've never heard from this company. That was
John, you gotta
almost like a year ago.
John,
you got to pick up the phone, man. You got to call these people. What are you doing? You know this is not healthy for you, right?
I know. I
No,
can't
do
see
you-
myself
no.
being able to sleep with that thing on.
Well,
Dude,
I saw
no.
one this weekend. It has like a swivel. You wear it on the hose on the top of your head, and it like swivels.
John, this is your life, man. This isn't like this is required almost because you're not breathing enough. You definitely would sleep better. I think you need to get on it. I didn't know you weren't wearing it. I thought,
I'm not wearing it.
oh man,
Everybody hit up John on social
yeah,
media.
please
Get your butt to the hospital, brother.
get him on Twitter at Twitterello and say,
Pick up
man,
the
go
phone.
pick up the phone. Just make a call. What are they going to do, John? Slap you on the wrist for calling? They'll be like, it's been a year, man.
Yeah, what are
a
they
year.
gonna do? Not give you the mask? You know?
Wow, 1 year, nothing. That's wild.
We're
to me.
just really backed up, Mister.
Huh. Oh well. All right.
Right,
So
well, what about you, David?
Fortnite, baby.
We need a drop for that.
So,
Fortnite update starring David.
Got some more wins on the Fortnite. Got
Did you get a ticker line on the bottom of the podcast?
a couple of squad wins. Now I did get to play with Adam Cox and his son. His son's really good, so I played a couple of squad with
That's
him. We
cool.
did really good. We almost won a couple with his son. So I've got a couple of people that listen. I see them popping on. I haven't played with a bunch of them yet, but you know, it's fun, man. That is pretty much my life.
Are you the third best Fortnite player?
I'm the third best Fortnite player. There we go.
Sweet.
and
Nashville.
his family.
Yeah, in my family. That's true. Yeah, me and my two sons did get a victory this week in squad. So there we go.
No
keep
solos,
in the
though,
family.
right?
And then Halloween's coming up. My two children are going to be going as Fortnite characters.
Oh, that's
So,
cool. Which ones?
Drift and Beef Boss, who looks like Mayor McCheese. That my youngest son Nick.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Well, he looks like Mayor McCheese. You know who that is. If you don't
From
know,
McDonald's?
From McDonald's, he had a hamburger for a head, and
He
he
looks
was
like HR Puffin stuff.
he was the mayor. He was the mayor of McDonald's.
HR puff and
and
stuff. Really?
my son thinks, yeah, that's a dated reference. My son thinks he's like the coolest thing ever because he has a hamburger head, I guess. So Halloween's coming up. Are you guys going this year? What, John? Are you taking the kiddo out this year?
No. Well, yeah, we probably will. But we haven't really nailed down a costume for him.
Okay.
If nothing else, he can still fit in his costume from last year.
What was
He was Charlie Brown.
Okay, that's right. That's
and
right.
he
yeah.
looks a lot like Charlie Brown, so it works.
There you go. So I mean, but John, it's coming up like in a couple of days. Like
Yeah, I know.
it's
I know.
it literally
It's
will
next
be
Wednesday.
It will be before we record another episode.
Yeah.
So you haven't planned it out yet, or
No, not really. We're going to Georgia this weekend,
okay.
and so that's kind of putting a hinder on a lot of stuff.
Gotcha. Lee, are you taking the little tot out for Halloween?
I think there's multiple costumes.
Or is she going out? Are you going to take her out?
We're doing a trunk or treat.
Okay, yeah, we're doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, we have that Saturday morning. We're
Okay.
doing the little blue truck. I'm
what-
going as Goat.
What?
I don't know if you're familiar. It's a child's book about a little blue truck that
No.
lives on a farm.
Nope.
And the
That's-
farm animals love the truck, so all our friends and my wife are being farm animals, and we have a little blue truck that we've made. You know, like you push.
So
like
what
it
is your
in and
kid?
push.
What animal is your kid?
I think the kid. I might be confused about this.
You're a
but I believe
goat?
it's the little blue
Wait,
truck.
what
but
did you say you are?
The goat.
You're the goat.
There's a goat.
Oh,
and I'm the goat.
interesting.
That's how it could be. Did you
in-
call dibs on that one?
I
Interesting.
did call dibs on that one, but then she's also being a parrot, and my wife is being a pirate.
Are you going to go as like a Tom Brady jersey with the goat?
No, unfortunately,
You
not.
should. I mean, he is the goat. So
I think it's just going to be. I have a T-shirt that says "I'm a goat dressed like a human."
you're joking. That
He's gonna wear a Twitterello mask.
wait, you're serious right now? Like
Yeah.
you
and
have,
I have a headband with goat horns.
okay. What's your wife going as? Do you know?
No, okay. Sorry, I remember. My child is the pig. She's got a little pig costume.
That's a good image. That's good for your child, young girl. You're a pig. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. That's all I got. That's all.
No,
I'm willing to
I
say at this
haven't.
point.
I've not heard of the book, but I'm sure it's popular, man. I'm sure I will be well versed with that very soon. So we're gonna, like I said, 2 kids are going as Fortnite, and I think the new baby's gonna go as a pumpkin. I think that's what it is. So yeah, Halloween, man. It's back here again, and we talked about last year Halloween and what are costumes that are allowed by society these days. Obviously, like the first time we ever talked about it 2 years ago, is it acceptable to dress up as a Native American? And we were kind of mixed on that at the time. I don't remember what everyone said, but that's the thing. Well, if you don't know, Megyn Kelly used to be a correspondent for Fox News, and she really got big during the presidential debates, when her and Trump had a little back and forth, got her big into the national spotlight. She wrote a book. She was a hot free agent. She left Fox and she went to NBC, and she has a morning show on there. Well, the morning show has not been going as well as she would hope, because, who wants to hear politics at 9 a.m. on NBC? I don't think that's what housewives really want to, listen to. If they do.
Housewives.
Yeah,
Housewives.
I guess.
That's
Stay
okay.
at
Yeah.
home.
They like The View, probably.
Stay-at-home wives. What do you want to call them, John?
Yeah. What do you?
That just sounds kind of like a misogyny alert right
Who-
there.
who do you think
You
so?
went straight for the women. You didn't say people staying at home. You went
I think
straight
he's
for
got
the
a point,
women.
Actually,
Okay,
You
well.
went straight
go
for the
run
women.
If you look at the demographics, Good Morning America, The View, what other shows? Kelly and whoever is on that show now, Ryan Seacrest. I think those are all geared toward women. Yeah, you call me crazy, but I would say the demographics lean those shows. My wife loves those shows, so I'm just going by that. Anyways, housewives, I'll stick with my original statement, are not liking the Megyn Kelly show, and she got in trouble this week when they brought on some people to talk about Halloween outfits, and then she asked the question, what is wrong with blackface? Now, maybe she didn't word the question very correctly, but people were, imagine this, John, people were highly offended on social media.
Shut the front door.
I know.
You mean people on social media were upset about something?
Yeah, about race issue, yeah.
Oh no.
So now they're saying that Megyn Kelly is probably going to lose the show because of this. Like, this was the last straw. Like, she's going to get kicked off the air for this,
asking a question.
for asking a question. So it comes into the question is, what is acceptable? And we ask this again, we'll ask it every year. What is acceptable if you're dressing? Okay, let's say your kid wanted to go as Barack Obama. Already you've kind of messed up, but let's just say your kid wants to go as Barack Obama for Halloween. It's acceptable to wear the mask, right?
Yeah.
The mask of his face, and he is a black man. That's a fact. And he's a half, but identifies as a black man, first black president. it's acceptable to put on the mask even as a white person. Would we agree with that? Or
I'd agree with that.
Lee, would you agree with that? I mean, it's acceptable for a white child to wear a Barack Obama mask if they're going out as Barack Obama for Halloween.
I mean, I'm sure some people have a problem with it.
I'm asking your opinion. I didn't ask for everyone else. I didn't call up people and ask them.
Everybody's got an issue with something. So, I mean,
I just don't want to say I don't want to lose my morning TV show, you know?
So, but just for argument's sake, that's agreeable.
Okay.
But if you go as Moana, which was what we talked about last year, and the outfit is of a what's Pacific American? Is that what Moana is? I guess
Samoan heritage.
Yeah, they said that was
Polynesian.
Well, they said that was racist for wearing the outfit that had the skin on it. See, I'm confused, man. Where is the line at? So you can wear a mask, the head of a black person, but if you wear an outfit where the skin makes you look that way, is that offensive now? So to me, why are we so offended that she's asking the question? Because she said when I was growing up, I mean, she's around our age, maybe just a little bit older. When she was growing up, there was nothing wrong with that. To even paint your face black, people did it all the time. I know no one wants to believe that, but it did happen.
There was a movie that was based on Soul Man.
That's right. That's true. Yeah. So I don't think it's why are we still like, and I know we don't talk about race as much anymore, but people are still on the fence about this. I mean, the race issue, obviously, not her, but it probably doesn't help. She came from Fox News, but are we ever going to be at a point in society where we can actually discuss race without getting offended and actually moving the conversation forward? John, what do you think?
Not with social media being involved. Yeah. I think one-on-one or in a small group, yeah I think we can do it. But not when there's that anonymity.
Yeah.
Where you can say whatever you want. You could be upset and you can cuss somebody out and there'd be no repercussions because you're hiding behind your keyboard.
Okay. Well, let's hear the clip. I think this is the clip here, and let's just see what we think about it here.
You'd still be able to dress like a moron.
But what is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface for Halloween or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like, back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character.
If somebody feels like something is offensive to them, then you should say it, and that's fair game. And you should be able to take it if you're going to dress up like that.
Yeah, you got to be able to take it.
Yeah. One of the things they mentioned is people dressing up like Nazis and this. If you think it's offensive, it probably is.
Yep.
Okay,
and
so,
one of my big complaints,
so there we go. If you think it's offensive, it probably is. Lee, what's that?
If you're going to put on a costume and you're like, this is offensive, then yes.
Okay, but what if you don't think it's offensive? I mean, obviously the people that do it, the majority of them are not believing this is offensive when they do it. You think the people wearing the Moana outfit last year thought that was offensive when they put on the outfit? That they're literally dressing as a Disney princess or the Disney, male lead. They did not think that was offensive. Kids don't even think about it. That's what I'm saying. This is wild to me. Like, she is in major trouble. You heard what she said. She did not say it's acceptable. She did not say it was right.
I think you said earlier they were looking for an excuse to shut this woman down.
I guess so. I don't know.
So they were just waiting for her to say something. She could have said anything.
Now, to be fair, there are no black people on this panel. Now, that is a little bit suspect if you're going to be discussing a black issue to not have any.
I feel like we do that all the time.
Well, I mean, we're a different situation.
We're literally doing it right now.
We don't have an option. We're not.
Yes, this is not the David Brewington show where I bring in multiple guests throughout the night. I don't have any black guests on for the entire night. Right?
That's not what you said, though.
No, this is her show where she has multiple guests on. She could have brought any person on to sit at the table. It's literally 3 white women and then this white dude right here.
What is your point? And what is your rant? Just give us.
I mean,
give us the juice of your rant.
People just want to be offended constantly, and it's just borderline crazy. Like,
because if you're offended, you feel special.
Should you put shoe polish on your face? No, that's dumb. Don't do that. You can't do that anymore. I agree. And when you tie back the history to the minstrel show and how offensive that was and how that still has some power of offensive nature today, I understand it completely. I'm with it. Same way, dressing up like a Nazi. Not a good idea. It is a historical figure, but it's a dumb idea, because there's still that sting of what the Nazis did during World War II. Yeah. And there's still the minstrel show. It still affects people today. It was slavery.
Is there a line that you have?
This is how I see it. If your costume whether it be paint or whatever, if you really look like the person, I say it should be fair game. Now, the whole shoe polish, nobody's that dark, okay? And so, yeah, that is direct connotations to something that does, like you said, has that sting. But if you have a
Okay, so if you put bronzer on your face to be
you look like
Bruno Mars, let's say. Let's just pick Bruno Mars. If someone wanted to go as Bruno Mars and they put bronzer on their face and their body, would that be offensive?
Somebody would find that offensive.
Would you find it offensive?
I would not find that. I mean, it depends on how well it's done, I guess.
To me, that's what I'm saying. If he pulled it off, he looked like him.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, man. Good job.
Okay, so Jason says, why can't you do that, though? We do it with makeup for movies all the time.
It is confusing. It's a confusing topic.
And so now she is getting sacrificed over this.
Here's the
it's
problem.
Just wild.
It's not that big of an issue, honestly. Like, if you're talking about like cosplay and Halloween, it's a lot more loose. But a lot of times when these people get in trouble for doing it, it's like at a frat party. It's like...
Yes. Well, for like a slave, hey, we're having a slavery frat party. It's like, whoa, guys, that's probably a dumb idea.
Yeah, that's not contextual.
But from Twitter, here's the comments, just a couple. Patrick Monahan, who's verified, whatever that means. The only time Megyn Kelly would have a problem with blackface if the person is also dressed as Santa Claus. So he's already come in thinking she's a racist. Voices of Color on Twitter. On the topic of Halloween, Megyn Kelly doesn't understand the problem with checks notes. Blackface. So
here's what I just want to say real quick. Here's the thing. Megyn Kelly is held to a higher standard because she is on national TV.
Okay.
Fair. She should know better. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're at that level, you have to have the intelligence not to go there. And that's it.
That's right.
You know, we're the best podcast in Nashville, right? So we probably should not be talking about this either.
No, we should be talking about it.
Well, the thing is if you are on a news show,
Patrick is going to roast us, man.
Then you're supposed to know better so you can let people know. And if you don't, then there's obviously people people are watching that also don't know, so they need to know.
Okay.
But the fact that they did not give a clear answer...
That's true.
They did not answer her completely.
Yeah, that's true.
This topic's lame.
And
let's move on.
Let's look at Patrick Monahan real quick. His guy's Twitter name is @PattyMo, and his Twitter avatar is literally he looks like he's got a hood on his face. You can't tell who he is. This is the problem with Twitter. It's anonymous, just people shouting.
He's verified.
Amen.
He's verified. Woo! About 100 accounts that are verified.
I don't understand your point.
They were verifying Nazis a while back.
The point in all this is you just want people not to be offended.
No, I just don't understand why people are so offended. Like, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much actual problems that exist in the world. We can
They use that energy to actually accomplish a problem.
I mean, to
fix a problem, then
there's not clean water in Flint, Michigan, still to this day, man. There's not clean water in America, and this is what we're talking about. This is the lead story on these stupid news shows in the morning. This is dumb.
This is what people are getting upset about.
I mean,
people do get upset about it.
Dumb. Okay, well, let's pick up. Pick up what are some weird Halloween outfits this year. So these are 2018's most baffling, sexy Halloween costumes. All right. So, do you guys?
I feel like there's going to be some cringeworthy things to pop up here.
Now, have you guys watched The Handmaid's Tale? It is.
I've read the book.
So it's a show set in the alternate future.
It's a dystopian science fiction.
Yes, where in America the alt-right pretty much took over. The men are in charge. The women who wear these red outfits are there to produce children. That's it. And they get raped by these men to have children to keep the population going.
Well, having children is difficult for most people.
Right,
most
yeah.
So if you're put in an internment camp,
right,
you're trained, and yes, you're
right. So
abused.
One of the top ones this year was the sexy Brave Red Maiden costume, which was actually pulled from the shelves about a day after it came out.
Why? You just came back to this. Like, people are offended by this?
I think so.
This is one of my this book was one of my favorite. I love dystopian science fiction novels. I think they're like my genre, my favorite genre. I love this book. I don't see a problem with it. Like, don't people understand what Halloween is for adults?
What is it?
It's sexy costumes. It's an opportunity to dress up and get laid.
So are we too Are we too PC? Is that what you're? Is that what
We're
Lee? Is that what
not
Lee?
too PC.
The Alex Jones of the left. Is that what you're saying? That this is too PC? I want to hear you say it.
I would never have guessed that this was going to go this way.
This is what I'm not saying that we're too PC. I was naive about the sexy cop. This is when we were growing up. Maybe I was just a child and I didn't. Maybe they were doing it back then too. But for me, Halloween was something different. But now as an adult, especially in the past couple of years, that seems to be like the going theme, right?
Well, they pulled this one immediately. So
I mean, ever since the days of Elvira, I think it's been.
I mean,
for
I
adults.
get behind that.
Yeah, amen.
All right, what else do we got? Show us some more. Okay, so The Handmaid's Tale was definitely one of them, and the winner was that one, obviously. Then we got Cloudy Affair, the Stormy Daniels looking outfit
with a matching mushroom prop.
With the which you
understand that one, right?
Hopefully, I do.
Okay.
Then you had Creepy Slim Man, which is like Slender Man, Sexy Slender Man, which whatever, and then Sexy Op-Ed Anonymous. These are like their top choices, which is really dumb. But like Lee said, I mean, really the main thing that adults do as young 20-year-olds is to look hot when they get dressed up. No one wants to dress up anymore to be scary or any of that. It's who can look sexiest, So I don't know. The Stormy Daniels was actually kind of funny. I mean, I would actually like to see more of those. I mean,
is it? I mean,
yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's funny and it's topical. I think if you hit a topical outfit for that year and it's pretty funny and it's done clever, like if you carried around the little mushroom thing, it would be funny.
The op-ed one is just silly.
It's silly, but I endorse it. I endorse that op-ed, okay?
Only because of the short skirt, right?
Yes, of course.
Well, run yourself in a misogyny alert right now.
So anyways, a lot of it obviously centers around Donald Trump. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of Donald Trumps. And then you have, just sexy zombies, sexy Chucky, sexy this. Just put sexy in front of anything, and that's kind of where we're at.
So do men have a sexy alternative for Halloween?
John?
Is it just throw on a gut and gore t-shirt with some jeans and you're set?
John, is there sexy man outfits?
I mean, maybe they have like firefighter things where it's just like the suspenders and the hat or something.
Okay.
And then we got, of course, Wonder Woman stands out. We got sexy Venom. Once again, just put sexy in front of anything. But the dude's outfit, look at Joker. That looks dumb. I mean, it's just like, hey, I'm wearing a jumper, and then it's some video game nerd right here and all that. So I guess the feminists that hate men, and I don't want to say all of them, but there's more. Okay, sexy Toy Story, sexy Pokemon, sexy Frog. I mean, the list goes on. Okay, like if I was at a party and these girls showed up, I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I'm enjoying myself. Like Sexy Dorothy, yes, that's my favorite one. I endorse that.
People actually wear costumes like this?
Not at the parties I was going to, brother, but I don't know.
I mean, where is it warm enough during Halloween to wear those?
I know, right? Not down here, but I'm not invited to those parties myself. But there you go.
It's a club.
Oh, okay.
I think it's club wear.
We don't do clubs, but Sexy Dorothy, you got my vote.
Where's this club?
One. Yeah, invite us. Third best podcast in Nashville. We should be there.
We'll do a live special Halloween night event.
There you go. Blame Your Brother presents. So what I would like to see all the blamers do is just let us know what you're if you're going to Halloween this year.
We'll have a Halloween contest.
Have a Halloween contest. Send us your selfie of what you're wearing this year. It doesn't have to be Sexy Dorothy. I mean, if it is, please. And
we will endorse those.
You know what? Maybe we'll have a little contest. Maybe if we get a couple and you don't have a shirt yet, we'll send you a shirt if you send us what you're going to be for Halloween this year. How about that? So we got a few shirts left over. Misogyny alert t-shirt. So make it sexy. Make it offensive to the alt-left feminists. All right, what else? What other stories do we got here, Lee? You got something about Amazon over here. Why don't you go ahead and run this one?
So I just wanted to throw this out here. There was a bunch of Amazon employees were protesting the sale of facial recognition software to police departments and stuff. They were like going to Jeff Bezos, right? That's Amazon. It was like, you cannot sell this recognition software to the police. So first off, what do you think of that?
So Amazon would be selling the software to police departments for
facial recognition,
for the assistance in solving crimes and things like that. I mean
that's what they say.
At first glance, I don't have a problem with it. So that I'm just going to put that at first.
So you're all for it?
I wouldn't say I'm all for it, but I don't have a problem with it as it stands. What is the problem? What is the situation why people are offended?
A lot of people were they don't want police departments to use that. But I read the story, and then in like the last paragraph, they were like, "Oh, and by the way, the software was falsely identifying people.
Oh, see,
especially people of color."
Oh no.
They're definitely not.
Why would you not lead with that? Why would that not be the number one issue? Like, not only should you not, you absolutely 100% cannot use this.
I mean, this guy's the Antichrist, right? Bezos.
Is he?
Maybe the Antichrist is split into different people. You got this guy, Elon Musk.
You got to save that picture for the art for today's show. The guy looks creepy as can be. But
he looks like James McAvoy from Split.
Yeah, he does look like him quite a bit. So Amazon, as someone said in the chat, Amazon and Disney are going to fight it out for control of the universe, which is probably true at this point. I mean, those are two of the biggest companies in the world. A lot of people think Elon Musk is actually like a red herring for Amazon. Like, so he comes up with all these ideas, and they're all garbage. I mean, let's be honest. The submarine stuff didn't work when those kids were trapped in the lake. He says he's going to get people to the moon. He's not doing that. He's rockets don't work.
Bond villain.
Well, he is, but none of his stuff works. He's like a not a Bond villain. He's like a Austin Powers villain because nothing works for the guy.
You know, freaking sharks with lasers on their head.
I would be watching Amazon though. This, here's what I would say: if the software worked, why are people upset that the police department may be able to solve more crimes with the software? I mean, are they thinking?
Well, it's going to be like 1984 or whatever.
Well, it could.
You're going to be walking down the street. They're going to film you. If you do something illegal, you won't be able to get away with it.
Well, okay.
Well, okay. Well, let's throw this out here. Let's say they had they decided that they, whoever took control, and they didn't like the fact that anyone could stream on Facebook, YouTube, podcasting, or whatever. So they're like, you absolutely cannot do any more podcasting. It's against the law.
Okay.
And you're just like, you're done.
Yeah,
but some people will be like, that's not cool, man. That's our freedom. Like, we should have freedom. So they start a pirate podcast.
Okay, gotcha.
And then, they can't walk around because they'll get snapped by the camera and arrested.
But once again, people jump to the worst thing that could possibly happen, which I know. I mean, I know people do that, but the software doesn't even work. We've already discovered that ICP clown makeup destroys the stupid software anyway. So if you want to do a stupid podcast, just put on your freaking ICP mask, and that's what we'll do. If it gets banned, we'll just be ICP. We'll be juggalos.
I'm just saying that is the reason why, is because it's a loss of freedom.
And St. Clown podcasters.
When you give up freedom, you're never going to get it back. Once you live in a police state where there's cameras everywhere tracking your every move, you're not getting back that freedom. So you're going to walk around like you're being watched constantly.
That's true. I mean,
we're already nervous enough.
I would agree.
As a people, we're already anxious enough, and we don't have that. Like, could you imagine if your AI was tracking your every position of every day, and they knew?
Just think about that cop car being behind you now.
Jason Steen just said, if you're a person of color and you wear an ICP mask, you're safe forever. I mean, they'll never be able.
That's kind of already the case.
They'll be able to find you. So. All right, so did this sale go through or not?
No, I don't think so. But let me just throw this out here because it's a step further.
Okay.
And that they actually tracking your camp. They're already doing that. Okay, let me tell you, they can already identify you immediately with a camera.
Yes, true.
But the thing is, what they're going to start doing with AI is they're going to track your behavior, and they're going to say, David goes to work.
Already doing it
every day. From this time to this time.
Already doing it.
But at this day, he didn't.
Yeah.
So let's go arrest him.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he's probably doing something he shouldn't.
It could be. Google has already got all of your information.
True.
We already talked about a story a while back where Google could literally start writing emails as you, and no one would ever know it wasn't you, and you would have no clue. They literally have all of your data. They literally could impersonate you, and you would.
What is that service? Because I want to sign up for it. Actually,
you just want them to write your emails for you. So. Okay. Well, let's talk about Australia. Now, have you guys been to Australia?
I have not.
Huh,
I have not either.
Interesting. You know why you've never been to Australia?
Because it doesn't exist.
Because it does not exist. Australia is bogus, according to the Flat Earthers. The Flat Earthers' latest conspiracy claims that Australia is not a real place, which is odd because I know people that have been to Australia. My wife's one of them. But apparently...
Well, no, they have a reason why people go to Australia.
No,
they land them on fake islands.
Yeah,
this is the best part.
Okay,
they hire actors, complete with fake Australian accents, and bring it in like Disney World. And there's just Australian people walking around, and then they're like, "Oh, I've been to Australia." Your wife was duped, brother.
Outback Steakhouse, anyone? That's one of the biggest fronts right there. That's where they put the restaurant down.
You want a blooming onion?
Hello, mate. I've told you before, and I feel really dumb saying this. I don't care, though.
There's like no such thing as a dingo.
I literally thought that so dumb. I literally thought that the majority of people that worked at Outback were Australian. I was like, wow.
What?
Yeah.
When? When did you wise
Me
up?
and my wife went there, and I go, wow, isn't it amazing that our server is Australian? She goes, he's out of Australia. I go, oh, no, he is. He's like, hello there, mate,
He was talking in the accent?
Yeah, they all do. Have you been to Outback?
They don't.
Oh, yeah.
They do not. Not recently.
Yes, a majority of them do. I swear to God they do. Go.
Maybe where you live.
I'm telling you, they do, man. And it kept blowing my mind. I was like, man, they must put out an ad looking for Australians in America. Come work at Outback. We'll pay you. Would you like a blooming onion there? So
I remember last time I went, Hugh Jackman waited on our table.
There you go. See,
I think what it is like there's a tourist season. So when all these paid actors are not in season, they have to find other work. So they're like, we'll create a Australian restaurant.
There you go.
And these people can go work at the restaurant when they're not in fake Australia.
How are flat earthers even allowed to be discussed in the media? This is so stupid. Like, did he? Once again,
here's the best part. It's like more than 200 people attended a flat earthers conference in Birmingham, UK. Like, it's like there's dozens of them.
I want to go to one. So they basically said that England sent all the prisoners over there and dumped them in the ocean and murdered them. There was never, it was never a penal colony, and now everything about it is fake. So if you've been there, hate to tell you, you didn't really go to Australia.
You were duped.
You were duped. I don't know where you were at. I don't know what, but this is the big thing hitting the thing now. So if you are following the Flat Earther Express, just know that Australia does not exist. It's not a real country. So
okay, I think we got one more thing.
Okay.
So I found a graphic that was released by OkCupid. So OkCupid, talking about data analytics, they have all this data on like their dating website and how men and women interact and who says who swipes left and right and all that crap.
Right. Okay.
So they released this graphic that rated how men rate women, and you see it's a perfect curve. It's like what you would expect, right?
So I'll break it down. Okay, so how men rate women on OkCupid. So it goes from least attractive to most attractive. So when men rank women, 6% think the woman they're judging is the least attractive woman they've ever seen. Then it kind of goes, the middle is 20%. So you find a woman, OkCupid.
And it's a real nice bell curve.
So 6% highest, 6% lowest. It's like you said, it's a good curve. It's men pretty much think all women are attractive. We've tried to say this before. Lee doesn't want to buy it. Basically, if you're not 400 pounds, you're somewhere in the middle. Let's just keep it real. I know Lee loves everyone regardless of what they look like, but the majority of men think that most girls are like a 6 or 7. That is a fact.
Say that one more time.
Most men would rank probably women as 6s or 7s for the most part.
I would agree with that.
For the bell curve. If you met 20 women, me and John, if we were ranking them, we would give a lot of 6s and 7s. We wouldn't give a lot of 1s or a lot of 10s. Okay, that's how men are.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, tell us, women. They're so much better than men. They're so open. They don't judge. They don't do things. Go ahead and tell us about the women's bell curve or the lack of bell curve here.
So it actually is a bell curve, but what happens is the bell curve moves left to where the top of the bell curve is pretty much least attractive.
So they gave 0% for 10s. No women think men are at 10s on OkCupid, but they do think that men are 2s and 3s at 31%. If you take the least attractive, so we're ranking 1 to 10. If you take 0 to 3, that makes up 58% of how women see men on dating sites. That is freaking crazy, dude. I'm sorry, but so you're telling me.
Now, on the other hand here.
Oh, here we go. Here's the optimist coming.
Are there just ugly dudes on dating websites?
So they actually asked the CEO or whatever. They asked the CEO that question.
Only losers are going on these sites when it was dudes.
People brought that up, and he said no. Like there's enough data to where that's not the case.
Well, I look at it as
maybe it is.
It's a great sign for us because the worst, even for 27% ugly, we're still a pretty good percentage there. So I would say, as dudes out there, you're doing pretty good. I mean,
so
you're not
a 10 is rare.
Yeah.
But
you're probably
10's
a
not
4.
rare. 10's a unicorn.
You're 2's average. So if you're 4, you're above the curve, man.
All right.
If you're a 6, my God, you're Brad Pitt and George Clooney rolled into one. Is this really how women are? Like, this is legit.
So there's a couple of other things, like John brought up, was a very good point. There is that other point that men typically don't know how. They don't know how to manage a dating profile so that the pictures they use are like not very good quality.
Right.
There's also the point that women take more pictures, so they had more pictures to which to choose from. But the CEO pretty much discounted and said just no, this is like how
you know what this
women
is? You know what this is?
Misogyny alert.
This
Misogyny
is
alert.
actually the opposite of I wish I had the opposite of the misogyny alert. This is a knock against men in its form. Women are judgmental, and they will not give men high scores, even if they're 10s or 9s. This is bad sign. This is why Tinder rules, and this is why dudes stay off OkCupid. Right now, I'm telling you right now, this is why dudes do not want to get on dating sites for love.
Think about it this way, though. Like, the female body is just more attractive than the male body.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're straight. Of course we're going to say that.
No, that's just even women think women look more attractive.
Well, I mean, what about gay men? Where do they weigh in?
I don't know, John. Why don't you tell us?
I don't know. That's why I asked the question. We do have listeners that are gay.
All right, you want to call one up?
I don't have their number.
Well, Jason is in the chat right now. I'm sure he would tell us. Sheila is in the chat. She said her husband is a solid 5. I mean, I hope my wife never tells anyone I'm a solid 5. I mean, I probably honestly,
that she says?
Hey, honestly, I probably am a solid 5. But I don't want to hear my wife tell people I'm a solid 5.
What do you want her to say?
She wants them to say an 8 or 9.
I'll take a 7.
Yeah.
7's great. Like, I would give a 7. Thank you
I
so
got
much
bad
for that.
news for you, man. I got
Probably a
real
solid
bad news
2. From this chart, I'm a 2. I'm a 1. Oh my God, that's
you have a great personality.
Thank you.
You have a great personality.
Solid 5.
But anyway, okay, that is what it is.
Well, we sunk into despair. Let's just keep sinking. This time, John's going to try to help someone out. Dear John.
Dear John, by the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, so someone has written in. Lee's going to read the email. John here is going to try to give them advice, and we're going to see what happens. So here we go.
This one comes in. Dear John, my boyfriend and I are mature adults who enjoy photography. He brings his camera when we go to the beach or sporting events, even to the store. He's learning all the time about how to use light correctly and his zoom lens. When we get back and
his zoom lens.
Not bad.
Let me finish, please.
We already know where this is going. Go ahead.
When we get back and I download the pics from his camera, the majority of shots are of women's chest, behinds, and pretty faces. He has snapped many of them while they were standing right next to me. There are very few shots of me ever. When I ask if he wants to delete the photos, he says no. I don't understand why he would keep pictures of strangers. He's like any other photographer. He likes to review his photos. I tell him it hurts my feelings to think he enjoys looking at other women more than at me. It would be different if they were beautiful portraits, but they are not. It is painful that I'm not included. Am I wrong to feel unimportant and ignored from out of the picture?
Woo-wee, woo-wee.
Misogyny alert.
Let's hit back that line right there.
Misogyny alert.
When I get back and I download the pics, the majority are shots of women's chest, behind, and pretty faces. All right, John, go ahead.
Well, come on. He's obviously not taking pictures of uggos. All right. Uggos.
He's not taking 2s.
Uggo.
Okay, John, go ahead.
He's let's say he's leaning towards that right side of that bell curve that we just looked at.
I want to get to her question.
I like to people watch, you know, but
I like to take pictures with my zoom lens.
This is not what he's doing.
Okay, so let's get to her question, John. Is she wrong to feel unimportant and ignored?
Oh, I would say so.
I mean, we don't know what she looks like, number one, to be fair. I mean, if we're being scientific here, let's just say she's a 5 for sake of the argument. And now he's taking pictures of 9s and 10s. What can she do, John? I mean,
the thing is if he's with her, I mean, he has a choice. I mean, he can bounce if she's not attractive enough for him.
Wow.
Or whatever.
Did you say that?
Yes, I just did say that. But I mean, that's the thing. I'm telling you, those those pictures are not just for his hobby. You know,
no, of course not.
Yeah,
Hell no, no.
No.
It's more alarming to me that he actively lets you see that he's taking these pictures. That is like mind blowing.
No, they had a discussion about it. She came and said, "This hurts my feelings," and he's like, "So."
Oh man, this is you got to. I mean, honestly, what I would say, you got to get rid of this guy.
That's
I mean,
what
this
I
guy's
don't
a
understand.
creeper.
How could you take abuse like this and
Well-
stick with a man? Like, that makes me wonder. Like,
Yes,
I mean,
Like,
it seems like he would jump ship once if one of these other girls
but
would
he
give
may
him
be
a
an.
second.
To quote John, he may be an uggo.
oh, they're probably both.
They're probably both uggos.
They're both probably uggos.
So why
they
not?
probably both have very
then get
bad
into swinging.
personalities.
Then just try swinging. I mean, if that's the only way,
I'm
the
sure she
relationship-
doesn't want to swing.
Well, I mean, it
But
sounds
based
like
on her letter.
Sounds like you're going to have to if you want to keep hold of this guy. I mean, if he,
I think she should not try to keep hold.
This is the most bold email we've ever gotten before. That your guy literally is taking pictures of girls' asses, and you know about it, and you're not. You can't
I mean,
say
these are girls that are standing next to her.
Jason said he don't think fives can swing, but look,
Fives can swing. Trust me, brother.
we met some fives who can swing, but. This is just.
But they're swinging with other fives, probably.
He has snapped many of them while they were standing right next to me. There are very few shots of me.
Let's
ever
back up a
sad,
second.
that would hurt.
Hold on a second. This is just downright creepy. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
borderline illegal.
Look,
Okay,
we're all, hey, let's get the reality here. We're all looking, okay? We're men. We look, but dude, taking pictures and storing them on your camera, taking them back to your house, and like letting her see them on top of that, bro. At
and
least
she's like,
hide it. I mean,
do you
good-
want me to delete these? And he's like, nah.
Nope, hold on to these. I wonder what for. I mean, but-
Spank bank.
Put them in that special folder.
Well, she says yes. Find a dude, not a predator.
Look, here's the thing. Go on OK-Cupid. There are so many guys that
There
are
you go.
not getting any swipes. There's got to be one on there that's decent.
Yeah, and
okay, one.
you can rank them 2s and 3s, and they'll love it. Now let's get back to the thing. They've ranked us in the chat, but they haven't said who's what. So Jason said he would rank us.
Oh boy.
3, 5, and 9. He won't
Which
tell
way
us.
are we going?
Oh, we know what it is.
No, we know, but he won't.
we
so it's
know what it
random
is.
order. Okay.
No,
Dave's are solid 5.
And then Sheila says she would rank 4, 6, 7, but once again, we're not saying who's who. They're not giving us the names of that. So there we go.
All my listeners are 9s. So
Yeah. So as Sheila said, to wrap this dear John up, John, what are you saying? Dump this loser?
Dump him.
Yeah. She's saying everyone
Kick
looks
him to the curb.
Everyone looks but picks Jesus. Come on. All right, that's it.
You can
I
look
guess-
at pics. Don't take
So
them.
John says, look, dump them. Lee says, get on OkCupid. Move on. Now, before we get to the next thing, 2 weeks ago we talked about the Mormon Church, or I'm sorry, the Church of Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ. Sorry, John, didn't want to offend you there. They put out a thing that you couldn't abbreviate the church. Well, John did not alert us to the bigger story that had happened that same week.
I don't know if we have time to get into
Just real
this.
quick, that
This is going to be like an entire episode.
they told women to get off social media for 10 days. John, real quick, what do you think about that statement by the church you attend, that they encouraged women only,
Take a social media vacation.
Misogyny alert.
to take real quick.
Misogyny
I mean,
alert.
real quick. Why do you think they
Misogyny
did it,
alert.
and do you think it's acceptable?
Well, during they have things called General Conference in the LDS Church, and it's going to be hard to shorten this story, so I'll do it as quick as I can. Anyway, Robin is not on Facebook. That's my wife. She doesn't own a Facebook. She never has. She doesn't have a desire to.
Okay.
Anyway,
It was a good joke, though.
You better
It
get
is a
on
good joke.
Facebook, Robin.
Anyway, so during the October session of General Conference, they have a session just for women.
Okay.
And the one in April, they have one just for the men. And so during the one that they had for the women,
What if you're
That's when
transgender?
they.
What if you don't identify as either? Where do you go?
That is a good
stay at
question.
home?
Not the
I
Mormon
don't
Church, my
know.
friend.
Yeah,
Not the
that's probably
Mormon
not
Church.
there.
So this was for a women's only conference.
Yeah.
Okay. So that answers the brief question. Do you support this thing for women only to abstain from social
They
media?
didn't say just women only. They said they were addressing the people who were there
We're only
and who
women.
were listening.
We're only women.
Well, there's some men that you can read it
There
later
were some
on.
men at the women's only.
No, I don't think there were men.
There's probably some people.
Well, there was a man. There was a man giving the
Yeah, that's what I'm
conference. Yeah,
saying.
It was
They
for
don't
women
let
only.
They don't let women get up there and.
Okay, so do you
lead people.
Yes or
Sure.
no? Yes or no?
I think that it is a good thing to take a break from social media every once in a while.
For women only, though.
For anybody.
Especially during election season, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. It's time we got some hot listeners, attractive listeners. We're going to feature them on It's Back. Blame Yourself.
Honestly, when I first started doing this show, you said you have to take selfies of yourself and put it on the Blame Your Selfie. And I literally thought you were insane. Selfie. I was like, why would anyone take a selfie of themselves? Selfie.
All right, let's hit those selfies. What you got to do for Blame Yourself, we're bringing it back. If you want to take a picture of yourself on Twitter and hit hashtag Blame Yourself and tag us at BYB Pod, we'll feature you on the show. First up, this is Ella. She's back. Dr. Ella, Dr. PhD. She's a doctor, so that's already in her favor. She says, I don't know. Is it still a thing to hashtag Blame Your Selfie? Yes, it is. She's rocking the Blame Your Brother shirt. She's in New York wearing that shirt out for everyone to see it. She loves it. Everything's good. So thank you so much, Ella, for bringing it back. She brought it back today. So let's get to the next one. I love
see
that
your
shirt.
Beanie Baby down there, too.
Oh, Beanie Baby. That's Peppa Pig. All right, so next up that's me right there. I voted today. Hashtag I voted. Hashtag vote or die. Democracy's dead if you didn't know, if you check social media. So I went and voted. I voted. If you want to know who I voted for, I'll tell you real quick. I voted for Chad Ryden in the, which one is that?
So you really didn't vote.
Chad Ryden is a friend of the show. He's through other comedians. We know him. And he was running as independent. So I'm independent.
He was on the ballot?
Yes, he was on the ballot.
That's cool.
But I voted for William Shredison because there's a new Marsha Blackburn commercial where she says, everyone knows that Phil Bredesen's nickname is Phil Shredison.
What does that even mean?
He shredded all these documents when he was leaving office. I've never heard that before. I'm huge into politics, so I love that. So I wrote in William Shredison. So if it gets tied and my vote comes down and Bredesen gets my one vote, Marsha Blackburn, you cost him the election there. And then I voted for Justin Canoe, who is running for something. He did a podcast a long time ago. So whatever. I didn't vote for him. All right. So there you go. Get out and vote. All right, this is Squeaky Ha. This is Heather from Kentucky. Said, just ate 19 pounds of Mediterranean food. Hashtag blame your brother. Hashtag blame your selfie. And she is holding a can of Tums right there. Is going to need it after that rich Mediterranean food. So there you go. All right, then we got Michael Anthony. He says, Xfinity Live in Philadelphia opened in 2012. Well, it took me 6 years, but I finally marked it off his bucket list. So he went to Philadelphia, and he says on the Blame Your Brother 24-hour stream, he was a guest. He said, I talked about wanting to meet Miss America, and it remains a goal, but I got to see the Miss America display, if that's what that is. I don't know what he's standing behind, at the Sheraton Hotel in Atlantic City.
It's a tiara. Do you not see the...
Oh, and he's wearing it. Well, congratulations, Michael. You won Miss America. They're right there. All right, and then it's another one. This is me inside the Philadelphia 76ers press room at Wells Fargo Center, in the room where Allen Iverson said, practice? We talking about practice.
We knew who they were.
No, that's not Allen Iverson. All right, and then here's Jason Steen right here. Said, this was right after my heart transplant. Still had fresh staples in, holding me together 622 days and still ticking. And they said Jason Steen didn't have a heart. This proves he does have a heart. So there you go.
Jason Steen never fails to amaze me.
No, that is a good one, man.
Everything that he drops is gold.
That is a war wound right there. That's intense right there. And then we got Adam Cox, who I've been playing Fortnite with, who writes for the website, who is just a stand-up, genuine good guy. He says, hashtag blame your selfie, hashtag keeping my eye on you. And he's rocking his Misogyny Alert t-shirt with some great graphics there. So there we go. That's the Blame Your Selfie for this week. Thank you so much. And like I said, if you want to send us one, we'd love it. We'll praise you on the show. We'll plug your product or whatever. And I'm rocking this awesome Not Playing Stupid t-shirt right now. This is their new t-shirt. This thing looks badass, dude. We need a shirt like this, man.
You might be a solid 6 just wearing that t-shirt.
I know. So, Sal, I love this shirt. I know I told you already I was going to rock it on the show, but I love this shirt. So, Not Playing Stupid, go check them out. I just wanted to throw that out there while I'm looking at myself on camera. But yeah, selfies, throw them out. We'll plug your product. We'll talk about you and all that good stuff. Okay. Well, we've talked about a bunch of things, so we got to wrap it up in a little thing called the Major Key segment.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
There's another key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, so Major Keys segment, we take something from today's episode, we post it up as a life lesson that we learned from this show. That way we can say it's educational if we ever get paid for it. We'll go, yeah, we educate people, we help them. All right, so Lee and John used to come together. What stands out? What do we talk about today you think that people need to follow?
We're missing one for 113. I don't know if you got... Be the best. I think it's good to be best is the one I have.
Okay, there you go. Okay. So 113, it's good to be best.
Good to be best.
So John, what are you thinking? I mean, you had some good lines today that people.
I'm saying give Uggos a chance.
Oh my God, it's got to be Uggos. It's got to be in there. Give Uggos a chance, Lee. We loving that.
That's gold.
That is gold. So guys,
I don't even know how you spell Uggos.
Uggos. That's your major key of the week. Give Uggos a chance.
I give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand
Might as well just said give John a chance, but yeah.
I got the keys now.
And then Sheila had to go and look. Don't take pics. That's also a good one. I like that's a secondary one. All right, guys, that we have come up to the end of the time. That is Blame Your Brother. That is the episode for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Episode 114. We had a blast. You guys in the chat were on fire tonight. Really appreciate it. Sheila, thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully you will come hang out with us some more.
Yeah,
really
cool.
enjoyed your content. First time seeing you here. Jason, all you guys, Rusty, everyone that was in the chat today. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for making this fun as we do it. And remember, you want to go to the website, blameyourbrother.net. There is the website. It's got all the great stuff on it. All of our past episodes are on there. We got articles by Adam Cox that we talked about earlier. All of our socials up there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. It's also got ways, and we are on Spotify now. We finally got on Spotify, baby. So if you're a Spotify user, no excuse not to listen anymore on Spotify. Grab it, download all the episodes. It's a go. If you're buying stuff on Amazon, please help us. Please help us with Amazon. If you want to go to blameyourbrother.net, click on the Amazon link. That will take you back to Amazon. Make all your purchases, and we get a small percentage of sales. It really helps the show, and we really appreciate it. We're sponsored by Scoop Nashville. Jason Steen runs an amazing website. I actually have it on my browser. It notifies me every day the top story. I go read it. I'm always entertained. He's breaking scoops. He's talking about the police department in ways that no one else is. He's asking questions. The mayor's dodging them. I love it. This guy is he's an agitator. He's getting the news out there. So scoopnashville.com. Please go check it out.
On the scoop, yeah. Did you see the story the other day where literally the cops had the story? They had a person interview the cops, and the cops said, "You're lying."
Yeah.
And then Jason Steen posted and was like, "This is the car," and as it came to find out. It's like better than the cops.
He honestly, I know people are jumping, but he's literally breaking news. Like there's people emailing him and texting him like, where are you getting these scoops at? And he's just on the case. So I'm glad he's with us. And we're also supported by Radio Vegas Rocks. If you go to radiovegas.rocks, you can listen to us every Thursday afternoon. You can listen to the episode, check it out. We love those guys. They've been supporting us since day one. So radiovegas.rocks, go to the website, get the app, check out all their great content. Us, Not Playing Stupid, ton of others. So that is it. There's also a way you can go to the website, email us, contact us there. You can do it anonymously. You can put your name, whatever you want to do. Get your questions heard by John on the Dear John segment. And if you feel brave enough, leave a voicemail. There's a little tab on the side where you can do that. But just go check it out every once in a while. Like I said, every occasion we'll get articles, stories, things like that. So we're doing it all for you guys. Thank you so much. Third best in Nashville. Thanks to you guys. We're going to keep doing what we do. And Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Burn this.
I'm sorry?
This must never be seen by anyone.
You want me to play it again?
Has anybody seen this?
Nobody has seen this.
They have to be found and talked to.